Check this out, because this is very, very true. Adhere to this.
Now, y'all remember when I told y'all that most of you are the shield for the people that are in your lives right now? It must be time to go ahead and revisit that, because a lot of y'all seeing this playing out in real time right now. But also, let me remind you of who you are. A lot of people who had access to you didn't realize that it was your energy keeping their life afloat. It was your protection, your intuition, your spiritual guidance. Because if you recall, it was your wisdom that kept them from making them same dumbass decisions over and over again. It was your presence that softened what people like to refer to as karma for them. It was your love, your frequency, your alignment that kept certain storms from touching their ass. You were the anchor in their chaos. You were the clarity in their damn confusion. You were the covering they never appreciated. I know by now I sound like a broken record, but oh damn well, we in the time of the great separation. So spirit is showing you clearly who is aligned to you and who's not. Veil is lifting and them frequencies are shifting hard. With all that being said, that means that those shields are being removed. About time. Not because you're being petty. It's not because you walked away. It's not because you holding grudges. It's happening because spiritually, emotionally, and energetically, things don't qualify for your protection no more. See, what's happening now is you starting to actually see the fallout. Let's go through some examples. What about that friend that only call you when they in crisis? Who was the only one there to give them solutions, and they had the nerve to never credit you for that shit. Not only that, they want to come asking for advice they know they not going to use. Now that you gone, they even more lost. They overwhelmed. They surrounding themselves with drama. It's that same drama you used to try to guide their asses out of. A slick ass was borrowing your clarity, calling it their own growth, never wanting to give you credit though. But now they starting to see, since you been gone, shit been going crazy for them. It's not like you wished this on them. They actually did this to themselves. Your spirit finally nudged you hard enough for you to realize this is not your assignment. This is actually an attachment. What about that ex who thought the grass was greener on the other side and thought they was better off without you? As long as they was connected to you, it seemed like their life was real stable. Money was flowing, opportunities, and I mean endless opportunities popping up out of nowhere almost. Now everything seems to be falling apart. And it's all because they didn't realize that the energy they had access to, which is yours, it was their blessing. You're going to leave out them family members that been draining your ass too. You know, the ones that always seem to need you for something, whether it be emotionally, financially, mentally, and sometimes spiritually. You would try to protect them even when you was breaking, all in the name of titles. Now that the shield is gone, all those consequences they've been avoiding for years are coming down on them at once. Let's not forget about those friends that you suddenly outgrew. You was around, nobody could talk about them, nobody could touch them spiritually. You felt real protected. You was like their spiritual firewall. Now that you're not around, people starting to see their true colors. The energy is being returned back to them. Last but not least, the ones that used your energy for status and comfort. As long as they could attach themselves to you, they stayed blissed by proximity though. Now that you don't remove that access, their blessings are gone too. What you gotta realize, and what they will soon realize, is they weren't theirs to begin with. Here's what nobody wants to talk about, but you know I will. Most people look stable only because you were standing next to them. People only look wise because you were the one whispering in their ear. People only look protected because your spirit was blocking their blows. Now the separation is exposing everything, especially who was walking in their own light, as well as who was stealing reflections from yours. If you've been watching people crumble after you walk away, do not feel guilty. I told y'all in one of my last videos, you better remember everything. You remember every time they made you feel small, every time they made you feel crazy, unworthy, used. Every single time you gave and gave and gave from your heart, but there was no reciprocity. It's not punishment for them. That is the truth revealing itself. You was the shield, but spirit had to remove you because they refused to grow. They refused to elevate. They refused to honor the covering that was given to them. Now that your shield is finally gone, their real life can start. Whatever that looks like for them is they damn business. Remember who you are. Remember the power that you hold. Some of y'all might be on the opposite end of this message. You might be the one feeling like your life is falling apart because a certain person left your life. Now you got to realize how to stand on your own too. Learn how to integrate your darkness with your light. Take some time to realize who you are and take a look in the mirror and realize all of the hurt, pain, and anger that you have caused. You got to make a decision to get out of that loop and do something different so you can elevate to a higher frequency. To all my people who've been doing the work and who realize that It was you who was protecting these people the whole time. The moment you decided to walk away and to call back all of your power from people who didn't deserve it, that is the moment you timeline jumped into your next reality. Kudos to you and keep rising. Let me know y'all thoughts in them comments. Peace, love, and light, and gratitude for.
That is so true. I've experienced that in so many ways in the past with past ex-friends and family members that I don't talk to anymore, past relationships. Yeah. When you are a lighthouse, when you are a beacon, when you are a person of high vibrational energy and frequency, evolved, advanced individual, that you're just overqualified for this realm, and you find someone, a friend, or you get close to a family member, or you get in a relationship, they're not on your level, they're a little below. So you're giving them light, you're giving them shield, you're giving them protection. You're there to guide, to teach, to give suggestions, to give advice, to point out the things that they're doing wrong, whether they like it or not, whether they get triggered or not. And you're just there, right beside them in their journey, in their path. A lot of them they just take your intelligence, they just take what you give them and then make it their own. They don't never give you credit. They don't never let anybody know about you. They don't let anybody know that you're there with them, helping them, that you are the reason why that they're rising up. It is very true. Very true. I've experienced that over and over and over and over. It's like they're ashamed or something. Hell, I don't know what the reason is. These are just people that they want to shine. And they'll use anybody and everybody they can. They'll use anything and everything in between, so they can shine, so they can look good. They'll take credit for the things you do or say. And, there's nothing we can do. There are times that we just have to let go. And they will realize. Because when we let go, it's like karma. They will pay for using you, breaking your heart, and everything all along the line. The energy that you've given them will come right back to you, and they're going to be exactly the way they were when you found them. They will go back to be who they used to be. Everything you've given them drains out. It comes right back to you. And whether people know it or not, it is a universal law. We sentients that signed up to come down here to do a mission, if you're not doing your mission, you will pay for it. There are repercussions when you want to sit there and do everything else but what your mission is. And anybody that gets together in any way, shape, or form with a sentient that is signed up to do a mission here, and they're in your life, and you want to sit there and take advantage of them in every way, you will pay a high price. It is very true. Or you just take them off their path for some reason, for any reason, you will pay the repercussions for it. That is very true. And I know I'm not alone in this. There's a lot of people out there that can tell you the same thing. Because a lot of us, we get answers not only from our soul, that is your Akashic record. We get it from sentients that are higher than us. Answers. We get downloads from sentients. We know this. There's no link. There's no source, no sauce, no website. We just know. We get the answers straight from source. You can't fuck around with sentience. If they're in your life, you better do your best to change and to become the best version of yourself. Be better than you were a few months ago. Always repay back by being better than what you were. Don't sit there and let them waste their time. It is a very harsh repercussion that you will pay for. If you think your life is fucked right now, it'll be 10 times worse. And I'm not saying this to gaslight anybody. I'm not saying this to force anybody. I'm not saying this to make you do anything. It is your free will to make that choice of what you want to do. But you have to know this. You will pay a high price. There's no if, and, or but about it. Because if you're here to do a mission, as well as the person you're with is here to do a mission, and you want to sit there and use them and throw them to the curb, mistreat them, disrespect them, or if they're your significant other and cheat on them, you will pay a high price. Yes, you will. It is universal law. Whether you believe it or not, that is not my problem. If this resonates with you, well, good. And if it don't, move along. Because that means it's just not meant for you in this lifetime. Or maybe not now. Maybe later. You can take all this message and put it in the back pocket. Because you might need it later on. And study. Make sure you know what you're doing. You will pay the price. Yes, you will.